Hey guys, welcome back. It's another Rest Eat Move podcast. It's Matt solo in the studio. We're recording a couple podcasts as we continue to finish out the year. And today I thought it was time to do a solo podcast on one of my favorite subjects. And that subject is human energy. And I'm going to call this boundless energy. You've heard me talk about boundless energy if you've listened before. And it begins with this question: what should we measure? Every day, every event, I get questions on, Matt, what do you think about wearables, the Aura Ring, the Whoop, the Garmin's? I found this new one as I was doing a little bit of research called Pilot, which is a headband that measures your human energy. Should we measure our VO2 max? Should we measure our weight? Should we measure our breathing? Should we measure our microbiome? All these measurements, know your numbers, cholesterol. Today, I want us to kind of step back and ask the question, what matters the most? Because when we think about what matters the most, I'm pretty sure most people don't walk around and care too much about cholesterol unless their cholesterol is out of whack. When you're going to dinner, I don't think most people want to talk about VO2 max. Maybe if you're an exercise physiologist or it's just your passion. And so you step back and say, what does matter? What matters with our friendships, with our work, with our daily life, with playing with our kids, our grandkids, being creative? And what matters is our energy, our human energy. And I wrote in the capacity book, and I've said this many times, I wrote this book with my father probably 4 or 5 years too early. And it will continue to be too early because I don't think we've stepped back and asked the question, how do we expand our human capacity? But part of human capacity are these 3 pillars: focus, energy, and drive. And today, as I talk about energy, which to me is something that as I look around and I look at people, I just don't see their peak, natural, powerful energy that most people can have. And to start the Boundless Energy chapter 6, page 83, I have a quote from John Gordon's book, The Energy Bus. And it's a great book. It's about energy. It's about the different types of energy. There's 4 main types of energy. There's physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. But he writes, remember, you only have one ride through life. So give it all you got and enjoy the ride. And it reminds me of this concept that we only get one ticket. We only get one ride. And that fuel on that ride is our energy. And so everything we do requires energy. Now, it's always been discussed, if you can't measure it, it doesn't exist. Good luck measuring your energy. It's not an objective thing. It's something that is kind of elusive. It's something that we have internally. We kind of measure it based on how we feel. But yet, these are the things that energy touches. It helps us be resilient. It expands human capacity. It allows us to be kinder, more empathetic. Allows us to get through challenging times, get through challenge. It helps us be more physically active, more mentally active, mentally creative. Gives us stamina, helps us with our attitude. Or maybe if you're low energy, it really decreases your attitude. Improves enthusiasm. It's the juice. And like I said, this is the fuel. Energy is your fuel. And when we think about it as our fuel, we start to realize it matters a lot. And I'm just like you. There's times where I have more energy, times I have less energy. At the end of the day, what I'm talking about is what is your consistent, everyday, naturally harvested energy. And I created this scale from 0 to 10. And each part of this scale, from 0 to 2, from 2 to 4, from 5 to 7, 7 to 8.5, 8.5 to 10, I kind of wrote different categories. So at the bottom of the 0 to 10 scale is this level called cooked. And this is the level that we quit. We're done. We have nothing left. I don't see many people get to this level. This is not a great level. This is a time where, we must shut it down. There's no choice. But the next level is what I call lethargic, from 2 to 5. And I see a lot of people here. They're just going through the motions. They're not getting a good night's sleep. They're not fueling their body with the right food. They're chronically fatigued. A lot of organizations, a lot of corporate America running their entire company with a lot of lethargic people. Not that they're intending to be lethargic. They just don't have the energy. They don't know why they don't have the energy. They just don't have the energy. And it doesn't happen overnight. And it's not something that you can't survive on, but it's not a way to thrive. The third level is caffeinated. This is from 5 to 7. There's some energy, there's some enthusiasm, but it's needed to be caffeinated. You've run into these people many times. These are the people that say things like, I've had too much coffee today. Caffeinated energy is how many people try to manufacture, try to create artificial energy. When you're not on that upper, they're most likely not going to have energy. This is not peak performance. This is not what our body and mind are meant to do. Again, a lot of people can be here. I'll talk about why this is an area where a lot of opportunity. The fourth layer, dynamic, from 7 to 8.5. Now, this is something where we're getting places. We're getting to a good spot. These are the folks that feel like they have control over their energy. They don't rely on outside factors, external stimulations. They don't require energy drinks or caffeine for this amount of energy. They have happiness, enthusiasm. The only limiting factor is it's not as consistent as they'd like. It's a little bit of up and down. Good spot to be. But what I think most people are capable of is the fifth level, and this is on fire, from 8.5 to 10. I think all of us have been here, but I don't think many people know how to stay here or why they got here. This isn't about external energy at all. You feel it, people feel it, your family feels it. Sometimes it's annoying because it's like, how does this person have so much stamina and energy and enthusiasm and a great attitude and liveliness and vitality? They sleep well, they have less stress, they can deal with challenges, they just let things go. This is important for self-awareness, is understanding, okay, what should we measure? If we can't measure, it doesn't exist. That's not true. But sometimes we can kind of internally go introspective inside the body and say, how is my energy? And so step one today is just kind of, as you listen to this, ask a question, how is your energy? Some of you may think it's fine, or how it always has been, or I have no clue. Those are fine. Be honest with yourself. But the truth is, we have much more energy potential than many people think. So, as I was looking at some of these things, I talked about Pilot, which is a headband. Garmin has a new trademarked measurement called your body battery. And it reminds me of 5 Hour Energy's commercials where it was like a battery, and when it got low, you just drink more 5 Hour Energy. But I think there's a lot of new wearables and technology that gives us more information. Knowledge is power, but information can be numbing. I don't think we just need more information. I think we need more knowledge. I think we need more knowledge that turns into wisdom. What's wisdom is when you take knowledge and you turn it into action. And so we know that we have a chronic fatigue energy crisis. People are tired. I thought this was a good time of year to talk about energy, as the times are, the weather's changing, it's getting cooler, it's staying darker longer. You wake up, it's dark. You go to work, it's dark. You come home, it's dark. And so you see a lot of people say, I just feel tired. I'm fatigued. I don't have much energy. And then there's physical energy, and there's mental energy, and there's these things lead to focus. And so at the end of the day, you start realizing these things are really important. And I like to talk about commodities. A commodity is something that you trade or buy It's something that you have to go invest in. And I think the number one mistake we have in our society is we trade energy for time. And we think time is our greatest, most valuable commodity. And this is where we've got it wrong. We all have the same amount of time, 24 hours, 7 days a week. Now, we don't all live the same amount of time, but in a day, we all have the same amount of time. And so it's not the most precious commodity. Now, time is important. You want to protect it. You want to make sure that you have enough time, have enough space. But it's that energy over time that matters the most. And so I want to read a couple things here. When it comes to human energy, this is the commodity that's trading higher and higher and will only continue to get more valuable. You only get so much time, and your time is more valuable when you have more energy. So in terms of what you should protect first, it's energy. In terms of what you have more control over, it's energy. The cost of energy is priceless, but the value is exponential. Here's the deal. This comes from just observation. We need to get in the game about our energy. It's not normal to not have constant, consistent, dynamic energy. It might be the norm, but it's not normal. I want us to all understand we have control over energy, and there's a couple ways that we can control our energy. And I'm going to talk about the 5 ways, the 5 keys to building your energy. Number 1 is we have to drink more water. Now, there's some things that maybe are quicker, but when we think of water, we all know that we need to be hydrated and we need to drink more water, but I don't think people realize that the more hydrated you are, the more energy you're going to have. The more blood flow you have, the thinner your blood is, the more hydrated your blood is, the more nutrients and toxins can be eliminated. The body's going to work more efficiently, have more oxygen, and you're going to have more energy. Water is a big deal. Half your body weight in ounces of water a day. If you don't have enough energy, I start and just tell people, drink more water. Number 2, back to that body battery. The way that measurement works on your wearable, it really tracks sleep and stress. And those are great things. Number 2 on my list is sleep. We need 7.5 to 8 hours of sleep to recharge that battery full. And if you're not sleeping quality over that 8 hours, or you're not getting the 8 hours, this is where people are going to start their day with a half battery of energy. And occasionally you're not going to get 7.5 to 8 hours. I have 3 kids. Sometimes they wake me up in the middle of the night for who knows why. Or I have an early meeting, or I'm traveling, or whatever the case is. But 7.5 to 8 hours on a consistent basis, this is our number 1 way to plug our phone, which is our body, plug that body in to recharge the battery. If you can't get 7-8 hours, you feel a little bit tired, I don't think it's a bad thing to take a nap, close your eyes. We talk about white space, kind of get that refresh. I believe sometimes a 15 to 20 minute nap can give us a new outlook on the day. Number 3, nutrition. When you really look at the science of energy, and I'm talking about physical, mental energy, a little bit emotional. Spiritual is about, finding a purpose bigger than you. There's all these different forms of energy, but physical and mental energy require food or nutrition. And so when we look around the landscape and we see the toxic food environment, always in a hurry, not eating lunch, not eating breakfast, on the run, on the go, we can look and say we don't have the right amount of nutrients to have the peak optimal energy. Superfoods that we talk about, nutrient-dense foods that have tons of nutrients, not just about calories, about nutrients. Foods with chlorophyll that are naturally energizing, boost our immune system. These are the things that I want you to think about. Am I getting the right nutrients to fuel my energy? Matt, I think I got good energy. Well, what's your diet look like? Maybe you don't even know what your energy could be because your diet has been so basic and, kind of the typical American diet. And that's not going to give us peak energy. Are you eating breakfast? Are you drinking water? Are you taking the right types of superfoods? Are you eating too much? Are you not eating enough? Nutrition's a big deal. Number 4, movement. A lot of people think, well, if I exercise, I'm going to lose all my energy. Well, how it works is when you start to move the body, you start to increase circulation, improve oxygen levels. You start to stimulate these endorphins, these hormones that make us feel better. When you move the body on a regular basis, you actually gain energy. I know for myself, if I don't exercise, my energy is not going to be as high throughout the day. Now, if we physically exhaust ourselves, we're going to be tired physically. But what I found with most people's energy, it's really their mental energy. And that mental energy bleeds into the physical energy. And then the physical energy, they don't move their body, and then their mental health energy goes down. And so movement is magical. You don't always have 60 minutes or full time to do exercise, but do you have 10 to 15 minutes each day to move your body, stretch out, get the circulation going? This is a big deal when it comes to movement. And then the 5th one is eliminate the stimulants. When we become dependent on caffeine or coffee or energy drinks or caffeinated beverages or candy or even medications to peak that energy, Adderall's at a shortage. A lot of people are using these methamphetamines, Adderall, legal methamphetamine, to increase that energy, to improve focus, to get through the day. This is leading us to a position where we don't even know what our natural energy feels like. And so the big takeaway today is we need to measure our energy. And the way that we do that is we go inward. And we ask ourselves, are we doing the things to naturally build our energy? Are we protecting it? Are we building it? And then are we using it? Remember what energy touches: attitude, stamina, kindness, empathy, helps us with challenges and creativity. It's the fuel of life. Increase that body battery. Energy is your most precious commodity. It's not time. Invest in your energy. And I like to define healthy. I think a lot of people use the word healthy, but they don't really define it. The definition is to be absent of disease and illness. I think that's a crummy definition. My definition of healthy is your most optimized self. And I don't think you can be healthy without having your energy. Go invest in your energy. We all need it. No more need for a chronic fatigue in our society. We have all the resources we need. Energy is your most precious commodity. We'll see you again next time.